and it curves around and then heads down that line between the fields. That was the cow lane. Oh, look at that, a dandelion blooming. I hope I'm getting it. Boy, that's weird. I've seen 3 different things blooming in the last couple of weeks that shouldn't be expected in late October. Halloween almost. This is the 30th. And there's the old station wagon, what's left of it. There's the tree in the car. There's what they're doing on the 20 next door. The 20-acre strip. Houses are right there. It looks like a horse barn or something going in. It was a critter, I don't know what. Dennis's Fiat, the brown Cougar, they went another critter. The old combine. The 39. We told them they could have it. I need to get it out of here. Looks like that may not be that easy. It's been smashed up kind of bad. There's some steps where I guess they put a tree stand up there. There's the water. Still flowing. We've had a lot of rain. Flows under this culvert. And out here. And then down where the old lane was. There was a lateral tile buried that went down to the gully, but I guess gradually it collapsed and got all filled with dirt, so the water flows back on the surface now. There was a place over there in the corner of the field where there was a shaft like a 6-inch tile shaft that went down, and you could look into the lateral with a flashlight and see the water flowing. Well, here we are in the entrance to the northwest field. I'm not going to go all the way down to the gully today. I don't think I need to be getting back. But here's this odd strip that's been here for several years, quite a few years. For some reason, there's this strip away from the fence that wasn't tilled, and now it's all grown up with trees, which is okay with me, I guess. Trees are good. It's kind of a mystery, though. It cut into the crop acreage a little bit, and Dallas says he's not getting the crop acreage that is supposedly on the Farm Service agency records. There through the trees you can see the Komatsu big trench digger they've put out to do the water main. I'll catch that as I go back by it later. And there's a guy working on this. Oh, that's a fancy barn. They took Art's old barn out and put in a new fancy barn. So what's on this 20 now? There's that fancy barn and this little pole barn shed thing, and this house, and then down there, whatever that is. Somebody said maybe Kevin Johnson's building his house back there. He wanted to build it on this, but we haven't sold it to him, so So right here, where this field entrance is, this was the west boundary of the cow lot. And then it went down, and there, about there somewhere, was the entrance to the lane. This is maybe, 15 feet across or so. And then all along that field there was fence. And this all was holding lot for the cows, resting lot. And then that lane went down to the head of the pasture, and then they could go out into the pasture. And we had a fence to go across that, because in the winter we didn't let them down there. And then we'd let them eat there. Dad would let them as late in the fall as the pasture was good. He didn't want to wear the pasture out. And then we also fenced off, the fields were fenced off so they could go out and glean corn in the cornfields after the harvest and pick up whatever ears of corn they could find. That right straight ahead there is an old hammer mill grinder to grind feed. And then there's an old manure spreader. So anyway, the cows would be all winter. They'd be in this slot that went up to the milking barn. And this was their steel barn, their shed. They stayed in there. We put big piles of hay bales in there, clear up to the ceiling rafters. And that was shut in on 3 sides, east, north, and west, so it kept them out of the worst winds. Open on the south. And they could go in there on the cold days and then just hang around wherever they wanted in the lot. And in the spring, when the pasture came back, it would take a while to get going to where Dad would want to let them on there, because he didn't want them too early, because they wouldn't be ready. They'd be too hard on it. It'd be muddy and they'd just trample it. So I don't know, late April, early May, I don't remember for sure. That gate across the lane would be closed all winter. And the cows would get very excited in the spring when they knew the pasture was getting ready. And they knew for several days ahead that they were going to get out to the pasture. And maybe a week or two ahead, I don't know. I think Dad probably told them they were going to get out there pretty soon, but they could smell the grass anyway. And it was kind of an event. Sometimes he'd wait for Saturday so we could be home and see it. And he'd come down here and they knew he was going to open the gate for them. So he'd open the gate for them and they'd surge through there and just charge and down and kick up their heels in the lane. And there was grass growing there too, so they'd munch on that. They go down there. They love the new pasture, the fresh grass. Oh, who's that? It's a guy in a neon colored Oh, I better go see what he's doing. $87127 official city. Okay. Urbandale. Hi, can I help you? The water service?
Yeah.
It's shut off.